A Ferrari 512M that had been stolen from Gerhard Berger was found 28 years later. And he gets a phone call. "Hey, we found your car." What? That's right. But nobody was arrested. But at least the car was found. And you're watching Small Great Stories every week here on Splash and Go. You already know, it's a little story about Formula One or not, as long as it's quick, fun to tell, and cool to know. Let's go! In April 1995, Formula One returned for the first time to the scene of the crime, because you know what happened in May '94. They're at the same Imola. And at the scene of the crime, another crime would take place, or actually, two. The Ferrari duo at the time, Berger and Alesi, would fall victim to a theft, a light-fingered robbery, and two Ferrari 512 MS would be taken from them, the pinnacle of what the Italian manufacturer had at the time, which, of course, they entrusted to their drivers. The 512M was an Evolution M for modificazioni of the Testarossa from back in 1984, and it was launched in '92. In fact, I'll have the editor put it up here so you can compare. The 512 has more rounded lines. As for the M, I actually think they messed it up, and the '84 one is boxier. I'll leave the discussion to you. I like the intermediate one, the one that was even in the first edition of Need for Speed. Getting back to it, they produced 501 units. The approximate price at the time was £350,000, or about 2.2 million reais. I think that's from back then. Today, this car in a collector's hands must be worth a lot more. V12 engine, top speed 315 km/h. The crème de la crème of Ferrari at the time. What is crème de la crème in Italian?
The cream of the raccolto.
It was Grand Prix weekend. Berger and Alesi parked their cars together, and a cinematic action made both cars disappear. And it wasn't that hard to make two Ferraris disappear, since race weekends are total chaos and there were plenty of fancy cars in the circuit's parking lot, of course. No witnesses, no traces. The next day, no one could find the cars. And after the theft, the car would embark on an epic journey, traveling around the world. Yes, seriously. Immediately after the theft, the car was sent to Japan. Just a note, if I say robbery a few times, that's just how people talk, but the correct term is theft. The difference in the penal code, by the way, here comes the lawyer talk. Theft is taking someone else's movable property. Robbery is taking someone else's movable property using violence or serious threat. The car was sent to Japan and for almost 3 decades changed hands a few times, and along the way, some forged documents were added, which cleared its criminal record. In 2023, authorities estimate the car returns to the old world after changing hands once again. It was in the hands of a dealer in England when, at the end of the year, an American buyer showed interest and began the purchase process, and no one suspected the car's criminal record. But these fancy cars go through a verification process, and the American sent the chassis number over to Maranello asking, "Has it been in an accident? Was the engine or gearbox swapped? Anything like that. Was this car sent to the track? Did it roll over? I don't know." The chassis and engine numbers were checked, and then someone at Ferrari said, "Hey, wait a minute, that's Berger's Ferrari." A lightning-fast investigation then took place, and Inspector PC Mike Pilbeam from the Organised Crime Unit of the London Metropolitan Police, in collaboration with Interpol, acted quickly, and there was an interception before the car could be shipped to the United States. The missing car of Gerhard Berger had turned up 28 years after it disappeared, and for that, the authorities in England took only 4 days. But it's not all sunshine and roses, because Gene Alesi's other Ferrari was never found, at least not until now. Maybe in the future we'll be back here with another little big story. Fun fact, in 2023, this same specialized unit for supercar thefts located 418 vehicles worth 31 billion. The car, at least at the time this script was being prepared, was still in the custody of the British authorities. I don't know if, at the time, the owner of the Ferrari was Berger, or if it was a Ferrari car they used at Imola. That's common. Can you imagine? 28 years later, someone calls you, "Hey, do you remember 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙦? So, we found it." That's crazy. So that was another little big story from Splash and Go on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, it's free, costs nothing, and it really helps the channel. Do me this favor, do us this favor. Comment if you knew this story, or share another curious one you remembered and want me to tell on the show. Comment which of the three is your favorite, the 84, the 92, or the 94 to 95M. It's up to you. Just leave your contribution so we can keep spreading the word to the far corners of YouTube, alright? So you don't miss anything we do, we have notification channels, Telegram, Instagram, and WhatsApp Center. You get an automatic message as soon as I publish content. You already know. We're showing our social media handles here, where there's content all the time. The link is down below in the description. Thanks, and a big hug.